Dragonball Absalon episode 5.1. Yes, so this is the part of Dragonball Absalon where the episodes start getting broken up within chunks. So you get 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3. Now, I watched 5.1 and there is enough story in this episode to warrant its own video, so I'm gonna break them down as they came out. This one comes out 8 months after episode 3, and the quality is superior without a doubt. I'm assuming that this decision was made mainly due to get the episodes out at a reasonable pace with really good quality, because this is by far one of my favorite fights that I've seen in Dragonball Absalon up to this point. Now, one of the huge nitpicks that I have here is that this episode does not have the intro at all. Yes, that is correct. RIP intro. I am so sorry. Now I can completely understand exactly why this was made, because the intro is really long actually. It's quite long when it comes to intro standards, so it would make sense for them to cut it out. That way each episode is under 10 minutes and comes out at a reasonable time, reasonable pace, but I would like to see the intro come back in future episodes. This episode is called Deliverance. Now, although I am sure this is just a coincidence, I like to think that the creators of Dragon Ball Deliverance were watching Absalon and got some inspiration from it, including this episode that is called Deliverance, and maybe that's what they decided to run off, but I'm not exactly sure on that front. We begin this episode with the fight between Majub and Sizzle, and right off the bat you can tell the quality of the episode is far above the previous one. So I'm thinking that the previous one was sort of rushed as a full almost 20-minute episode, and that is the reason that the quality dropped. So Malavelli decided, let's go ahead and have each individual episode come out in small chunks. That way you get 5.1 and 5.2, etc. And you can kind of keep that same quality that he wanted to keep with a longer work schedule, because these couple episodes only come out a few months after each other. It makes sense that he was taking the time between each individual part of the episode to up the quality, because this, again, is one of my favorite fights. It is fast-paced. It looks exactly on par with some of the animation that we've seen in 2020, 2021. It could easily fit alongside the animation that we see with Dragon Ball Deliverance, and Majub is just making this dude his bitch. He even grabs him at one point by the neck, pushes him on the ground, and curb stomps his face with his fist, throwing him and then doing a Sasuke / Rock Lee style move and burrow him into the ground. Now, when he begins to power up and unleash more of the Buu energy, that is when Sizzle starts recognizing him for what he may possibly be, but he believes that it is impossible because this creature was pure evil and definitely wasn't defending planet Earth. But this hand-to-hand sequence, guys, this is the best hand-to-hand sequence that we've seen in Dragon Ball Absalon up to this point. It is quite reminiscent of Kakashi versus in Naruto Shippuden, and not only is the quality up, but the choreography is also up as well. Plus, I like that Ki Blasts actually do some physical, noticeable damage to the characters if you catch yourself unlucky enough to be on the receiving end of one of these. We still continue with that theme when Majub hits this guy point blank range with a Ki Blast. I hate it in Dragon Ball Super. You get hit with a million Ki Blasts and your shirt's just a little bit dirty. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I definitely like this little add-on. Plus, we get to my favorite part here. Just like Dragon Ball Deliverance, after him, Majub is using Majin techniques against his opponent, even being able to stretch his body in ridiculous ways, similar to the Buu creatures. Now, with this particular version of Majub, he seems to have the Buu creature Kid Buu locked away deep inside of him, similar to Naruto's Kyuubi, as opposed to in Dragon Ball Deliverance, where it is almost a part of him where he can talk to him and kind of call him for aid when it comes to battles. In this version, it's far more of a demon, but we get backstory to Sizzle, which I did not see coming at all, where he removes his helmet and he's got the Majin sign on his forehead. He was a servant of Babidi, but he broke away, cutting the sign in half. Very similar to a shinobi's headband when you leave the village. I just love the symbolism here, but we get to see exactly what happened when Sizzle was a kid, and Boo almost killed him until Babidi called him away. And this shows exactly his connection with Majin Buu and why he recognizes Majub's power signature. So Sizzle uses his last resort and uses his ability where he essentially makes a sort of vibrating bat-like noise that it's almost like a dog whistle, where it fucks up the equilibrium of said characters, and this is his final attack. A really interesting attack, a really cool attack, honestly. Not exactly sure how he was planning on killing him like this, but it definitely fucks him up enough for him to call on Oob deep down inside. And I love how his belt, it starts glowing because it is meant to hold Boo inside of him, but it's beginning to break. It's beginning to release Boo at a concentrated level, and this is where we get Majub transforming into Kid Majub. I'm not exactly sure what you would call this transformation, but in one shot, in one significant blow, he punches right through Sizzle and shoots an energy beam right through him with his fist, killing Sizzle on the spot in the most violent way possible. Like, he treated this henchman, who actually put up a good fight, in the most disrespectful fashion, and I'm here for it. Majub is a beast, and that is the end of today's episode. But there is not only an end credit scene, but there's also a manga that goes along with all of Dragon Ball Absalon. There's a few separate chapters that delve deeper into each character that I will be focusing on as soon as I'm done reviewing the animation. But we get the end credit scene where we have Zykor, for some reason, with Vegito, and Zykor has just killed a bunch of Saiyans, and Vegito is there to stop him from killing any more, even though Zykor feels like it's kind of weird that Vegito is here trying to stop him from killing weaker characters because Vegito is a Saiyan. So I did not know that Zykor was even in this story, but it looks like Zykor, I mean, this story takes a lot of influences from Dragon Ball AF. The fact that we get Zykor back is also really neat. I definitely think that he's one of the most popular Dragon Ball fan-made characters, so seeing him here and seeing him in this story, I'm hoping they're not biting off more than they can chew, but I definitely like seeing him here in this story if he's implemented correctly. That is all I have for you today. Brand new episode coming out tomorrow. Let's go ahead and see who won #End the Video Squad. Imran Hussein. Respect to Gotenks even though he lost somehow. I don't know how he was smart enough technique wise and killing the unnamed Saiyan. Well, Gotenks has always been really light on his feet. The fact that he threw that beam up in the air, knowing that he could distract the dude enough when the dude was, you know, going for his kill shot to get him off guard, is something that we saw in the Tournament of Power, where the opening that Hit was trying to find with Jiren, that opening is a realistic technique. It's a real thing. When someone's about to do a death blow, that means that they are the most open that they're possibly ever going to be. That's exactly what happened with Gotenks. Thank you so much, Imran, for your comment. You're always here on every video. I see you on every single video that I post. Thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Things are about to get serious. Now try this one on for size!
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.